What's up, y'all? Shook here, back with another video on the Holy Paladin, doing some 2v2 with Plum on his Death Knight. Sorry I'm a little behind on the videos. I'm about a week behind. I will say that I have fixed the TrueFi GCD problem, so in the upcoming videos, maybe not the next one, but I think the one after that, I think I have TrueFi fixed. This video takes place around 2K. I think we got up to 2200 MMR, but we dropped back down. We could not beat a single hunter team in 2v2, so it was like a rock paper scissors type thing. If we faced a hunter, we basically lost. I think the only hunter team we beat was like a 1950 hunter team, and they still almost won without landing a single trap or interrupting me ever. So that's just kind of the name of the game for 2v2, and it seems to be a little bit more exacerbated this season for whatever reason. Holy Priest has been buffed, so I've been playing my Holy Priest a little bit more. It's funny, I had mentioned the week before how Holy didn't really fit anywhere, and then they just got like a massive buff, so they can play really aggressive. And I guess that brings me to the topic of this video. Unholy DK is also in a really bad spot, kind of like Holy Priest was, which Holy Priest is really good now, but Unholy DK just doesn't have it. It's like exactly how Holy Priest was. It just doesn't have that niche. Frost has the cheesy one-shot thing, so it kind of has a spot in the game, but Unholy, I don't know. There wasn't a single comp where I was like, oh yeah, this is what we want to fight. Even casters kind of felt bad. I mean, unless we were fighting like double DPS, which that's one of those where, you know, we're heavily favored. And as you'll see in this match, we are going to have to take this into just insanely high dampening. I'm using Freedom, Plum's peeling for me. I actually think this team probably could have won on mana if they had just focused on Plum the entire time, but for whatever reason, this Demon Hunter wants to sit here and go for me, which is really good for us because obviously Plum can peel, he can put Chains of Ice. I'm going to give Freedom to myself quite a bit. You can see him putting Shell on me because the Demon Hunter does basically all magic damage whenever he's in meta. I'm going to be hodging him a lot because it's more difficult to get to the Mistweaver. You can see him kind of caging me right there. Plum's going to bring him in. I'm going to go for the Searing Glare, but it's a little too late. Looks like the Demon Hunter got me with the interrupt. Probably should have gone for it a little late or sooner. I did Searing Glare there, but it can just get dispelled off. I'm going to go ahead and pop Wings here. If I'm unable to pick myself up, could be bubble, but it looks like I'm going to be able to sustain with the shell here and Freedom just kind of get away. Monk's probably going to leg sweep me here. It's probably worth the trinket. Not really much else to trinket minus the Demon Hunter's big stun. You can see him swapping to Plum, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Plum is the much better target. Unholy DKs are basically made of paper. They just kind of get shredded by everything if it does any kind of especially physical damage. So right here we are getting into a little heavier dampening. You can see we're way behind on mana, but that's to be expected. There won't really be an opportunity to drink. We're going to just kind of hope that once we hit like 75% dampening that we can win, which is not always the case. I'm going to eventually be going for a Repentance whenever I feel like it's a good time to do so. He's caging me to try and get on me. I do get feared off that. The Monk sprinted the Demon Hunter just so he can connect with me. I still have Bubble available, and we have Magic Bop available. The Magic Bop basically negates almost all of the Demon Hunter's damage because once he's in meta, or, you know, even when he's not in meta, a lot of his damage is chaos damage, which is considered magic. So it can be really powerful in this matchup. And I'm going to go ahead and hodge him there. It looks like the Monk was able to dispel him. I didn't think he was around the corner enough. We need to cast Tears Deliverance. I'm going to go ahead and cast it since he can't really connect with me on the moment. So I'm going to cast Tears Deliverance. Again, we're almost to that crazy dampening point to where heals are just going to start not doing anything. I have Wings available. Once he connects with me, I may go ahead and pop Wings. Getting back in the the anti-magic zone that Plum laid. I'm going to run out of it for a second because I don't want us to be double cleaved there. He gets the blind. I'm going to hodge off since I was super close. Going to wall myself. Looks like he monk bubbled the Demon Hunter. He used the hunt on me. I'm going to use Blessing of Spring, and that's going to increase my healing. I'm going to go ahead and use Magic Bop here. So that's kind of our last big out, but you can see we're starting to get quite a bit of pressure. There's his blur, so once that's down, we'll have a good chance at taking him down. I'm just trying to pull him out of LOS of the monk. Monk wants to come stun me. I'm going to trinket immediately, get stunned again, so it's on DR now. I'm going to go hodge him on that Crackling Jade Lightning and go for the Repentance. Here's the Repentance. It's going to be a full rep. He's probably going to Nether Walk, and there's the Nether Walk. So after this, they're pretty much out of cooldowns. He doesn't have Monk Bubble. He does have his Revival / Restore All, so he can probably use that, but it's not going to do much in this high of dampening other than, you know, if he's running that talent, make them immune to the magic damage for a second. So right here I was kind of running in, playing a little bit aggressive, trying to pull him into an awkward spot, just hodging him. I'm going to go ahead and cast Tears Deliverance since we're over here. Looks like he does want to swap to Plum, so I'm going to go ahead and use Hand of Sacrifice since I am starting to go I'm using both infusion procs there, and that last there was no infusion proc on that last Flash of Light, so that would have been a waste. But pretty, I don't know, pretty long games. We have to just make it into heavy dampening, and it's just not possible with against a Hunter. So it's kind of unfortunate since they are really popular right now. I think Unholy's just in a really tough spot. So this next one is a double DPS, and as I was saying in the previous match, we have a super high advantage versus this. I mean, I have Magic Bop, I have Bubble, they just, and they're going to be able to live for a little while. I mean, that's, they're going to be able to run away and live, versus like some other classes that probably wouldn't be the case. And they're going to try and go for me, which I don't even know. I honestly think that going for Plum might be the play. I don't even think going for me is even a viable strat. I think trying to polymorph me and CC me is probably the better play. I actually sacked Plum there because I thought they were going to swap to him, so I was a little bit worried. So right here, if I needed to, I could go ahead and bubble because they did kind of connect with a little bit of damage. Plum's going to AMS me. He doesn't want us to get like double cleaved. He's trying to hang over there for when the mage comes back out of his time warp. It looks like he's going to block. There's the block. So we're kind of whittling him down slowly. He's going to blind him. I'm going to run over here and do the hodge. Dispel Plum as soon as I can. Actually, it looks like I'm going to let him sit that full poly. I'm going to go ahead and cast Tears Deliverance. They're going to swap to Plum now. Have Magic Bop available, but he also has his AMS. So this is just kind of like one of those things where we will win eventually. We're just kind of whittling them down, getting through both blocks and swap and all the other stuff. I'm going to trinket that polymorph. So they would have probably had a chance to win had they done this from the very beginning, just trying to run us out of cooldowns here. I'm going to hodge this polymorph. He's going to blink out of it, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of damage. But I'm on DR for poly, so it's not that big of a deal. And his A-bomb took down the mage, which was kind of funny. This next one is a Windwalker monk and a Preservation evoker. Windwalker is really strong right now. I don't think Preservation's that strong though. You can see me casting Repentance just to get the stacks off of his Nullifying Shroud. We don't have an offensive Dispel minus the Blood Elf Rachel, which is kind of useless. I'm going to go ahead and trinket the really long sleep there and hodge him since Plum was able to get off that last stack with the blinding sheet. It looks like Plum shelled me during the Windwalker's burst. I think some of it is magic damage, so it helps me out quite a bit. Looks like he has already popped his Fortifying Brew, and we also got Emerald Communion, so a lot of cooldowns in the opener, and I have wings still, so whenever I get in trouble, I'm probably just going to pop wings. Also have wall back available. Hodge is also back, so I can go ahead and hodge here into a Repentance. I'm going to juke because he was using the Slicing Winds. Juke, got the precog, and went ahead and got the Repentance on him, so that's a full rep, but he did stun us. I'm going to go ahead and pop wings here and try and pick us all up since we were taking a little bit of cleave damage. And I'm going to run over here and try and get them both in the Searing Glare. just because it can be good with the dragon casting Chrono Flame or whatever. Looks like we're going to make a swap to the dragon for a second. You can see him popping his heal there. And it looks like Plum is staying focused on the Windwalker. I'm trying to juke to bait the dragon's kick here. He's casting damage on me, but Plum's actually winning the 1v1 over there, which is really good. Get Tears Deliverance off. I'm going to go ahead and sack Plum. Again, we have Blessing of Protection, and we have Bubble, so I'm going to try and Repentance here. He's stopping me from doing the rep. I was trying to juke that one. He gets me stunned. I'm going to go ahead and use my wall, and it looks like the Preservation Evoker is in trouble. He can't really cast anything. He's running to me, and then I'm going to hit him with the hammer, and we do take him down. There's the Conduit, but I have Bubble, so we're not really scared. So seems like, I don't know, after looking back through this session, it really was just whatever comp, like as long as we didn't get a Hunter team, we had a chance to win, but Hunter Priest was just kind of too much for us. This one is a pretty popular comp right now. It's Warrior Shaman. So the Warrior can like intervene the Shaman, peel for him and stuff like that. I'm going to run over here and cast Searing Glare. Got the Searing Glare. He is going to cast his Reflect, and it looks like we got it off, and I went ahead and hodged him. He did dispel him, which is fine if he wants to waste a global on it while Plum is doing like max damage. You can see them kind of standing in Plum's pits, which is really, really good for us. That's one of the only times that Unholy can do decent damage, is if people clump up and they stand on these pets like this. And normally this map is really, really bad for any kind of pet class because it has a Z-axis and pets can't really jump except for like random times for whatever reason. So if you're ever playing against a pet class on this map, all you do is run to the center and then kind of jump off the side, and the pets will just have a really hard time getting to you, and you just do that over and over again. I'm going to go ahead and cast Searing Glare there. The Warrior's pretty mad, so he's going to swap to me. He started me Searing Glaring him, and it looks like he popped a little bit of his damage. I'm going to give myself freedom and just try and kite him away. I need to dispel Plum out of that root, so I went ahead and got him out. He wants to reflect my Hodge. Looks like we got his Reflect off, so I can Hodge now if I want to. And I could do it on the Shaman if I get close enough. But I'm probably going to try and pull this guy somewhere. Oh, there we go. Plum got the double blind, but I went ahead and hodged beforehand. Here comes the Warrior. I don't quite have wall back up yet, so I'm going to use it now. Still have Lay on Hands. I am going to use my Divine Toll to get the Daybreak proc and start getting my Hodge on a shorter cooldown with me using Eternal Flame. So you can see it has about 5 seconds left. Using my freedom. The Shaman is in trouble. The Warrior hasn't been peeling him as much. He's going to be full mana just because of that water shield. So if we sit here and hit him the whole time, he won't run out of mana pretty much ever, because that water shield is just going to give him so much mana combined with some of his other talents. But we're not really going to try and win on mana versus the Shaman. We should be able to eventually take him down. He did his Lightning Lasso there. I didn't have any infusion procs, so those were kind of wasted Flash of Lights. It's one of those things where I'm trying to get better at. If I don't have an infusion proc, it's better to cast Holy Light instead of Flash of Light. So right there, I got the Searing Glare off. Got them both in the Glare. He's doing the Intervene, so he's trying to peel now. I think they've realized that we're not playing for mana. So at this point, if it does get a little too, I don't know, dicey, I can go for a drink. But again, it's going to be really difficult to outmana him. It's more about will dampening get high enough for us to kind of take him down. Still have Lay on Hands. At this point, I want to hold Lay on Hands until it's like absolutely necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and use Bop first. And it looks like I used Bop just to go over here and maybe get a drink. Yeah, it's going for the drink. Just to make sure we can carry it into that heavy dampening, because I don't want to go before we get to that super, super heavy dampening spot. Right here, it looks like Plum gets the double cleave, and he does lay Link, and it's just too much. So it's, again, standing in the pets. Had they just ran away from the pets or rooted them, it would have been GG probably. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed these games. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be doing a Lightsmith video later in the week, and I've got some Holy Priest videos as well, and trying to work on a shaman video. Sorry I'm about a week behind, but yeah, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, helps me out a ton, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.